Bro, Dungeon Meshi's 3? I said top 3, but like, bro, wait. Oh, so what the fuck is 2 and 1? It's time to check out ANIKI Garnt's best anime of 2024. Let's see if he continues his streak of solid anime takes, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you guys are interested, man, y'all should immediately head to the description, click the link, and leave a like on ANIKI Garnt's video, man. Let's see. Please, 2024, say ANIKI Garnt has Dungeon Meshi in like top 2. As long as Dungeon Meshi top 2, ANIKI, I think we're cool. Let's see.
2024 has come and seemingly gone as soon as it began. It was certainly a busy year for global events, and I wouldn't blame you for just wanting to shut off the world and put on some anime. And thankfully, this year, anime came to play.
I think, what total I watched, 50 anime on the year? 50, I think? I feel it's kind of small.
Anime just keeps continuing to soar in popularity for the better and for the worse. I still am getting used to how much of a global
not just 50, it's more than 50.
School friends who never had any interest in animation will hit me up telling
me
it
was in the 50s
done. People who had never heard of a Crunchyroll will casually talk about discovering this random Japanese show on Netflix. My parents watched anime this year.
Girls Been Crying?
A pure anime fan feels like it's slowly getting phased out as anime just becomes another...
I'm not gonna lie, ANIKI. If I see that stepsister anime on this goddamn list, bro, man, that ANIKI shit is gonna have to get ripped away. It's gonna have, that ANIKI stuff's gonna get ripped away. Not only that, that Chain Soldier is on this list. Ripped away again.
The part of pop culture. But for those of us who still wear that mantle, what else was happening this year? For about 2 weeks, our community became obsessed with Deers, with the release of a song you'd last about 10 seconds in before realizing,
ladies and gentlemen, I think my brain just committed suicide.
After years of waiting, it looked like we were finally getting the first great Junji Ito adaptation. Uzumaki came out and smashed the curse by giving us an anime that did justice to his horrifying art. It was disturbing. It was unnerving. This is it, the run that's going to...
And it fell on his face.
Change everything. We're gonna do it. And there comes episode 2. Freedom became a cultural phenomenon, popularizing the phrase, that's what Himmel the hero would have done. Inspiring people so much that someone popularizing the phrase, that's what Himmel
the hero would have done. I haven't heard of that.
The hero would have done. Inspiring people so much that someone quoted him after stopping a real knife attack in a rare case.
Wait, really, bro?
Case of a free run fan doing something outside of posting Yubel's armpits.
What the hell?
Demon Slayer laid the groundwork for its final arc by having his big bad Muzan take 5 business days to walk to his destination. Whether this scene was pure badassery or just over the top silly. I'm just saying, if they really wanted their villain to have unmatched aura, they should have just fully committed to the Bollywood way of introducing their characters.
Is this Aura Chat? I think that's Aura Chat.
Manga came to the end of their serialization, which included 2 mega hits in My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen. I didn't read them, but I can say from experience that historically speaking, when a long-running massive Shonen Jump manga ends, it's almost always met with unanimous praise and support.
Stinky Aura.
And this was no different.
I think my brain just committed suicide.
Isekai became an official word in the Oxford English Dictionary.
Was the ending actually? You know what? I'm setting myself up for asking that question. I'm just not going to answer it. I mean, ask it.
Giving legitimacy to all the isekai trashmen out there. Following the news, the search was officially started to find exactly who Truck-kun's British cousin would be. Here he is now. And last, but certainly not least, we lost a legend this year in Akira Toriyama. I tried writing a longer segment for this, but nothing I wrote felt like it did justice to this man's legacy, so I'm gonna keep it short. He may not have been the mangaka that influenced me the most, but he is the mangaka that influenced the most people around the world. He inspired a generation of people, and his work will continue to inspire for many generations to come. And for that, what more can you say but thank you. This was a weird year to try and distill down when picking my best anime. To avoid any confusions, these videos aren't just meant to be a definitive shortlist of my favorites, but it's my favorites that I want to passionately share and talk about with you guys, and normally that's the vast majority. But it turns out that a lot of—
Okay, Dungeon Meshi has to be top 5. I want to say top 2, but you know, I don't know. He scares me.
My favorite shows this year, I don't have more than like 2 sentences to say, mainly because many of them have very recently been on previous year's list and they just continued doing what they were doing so well. So for the first time, it felt right just to do some quick honorable mentions for the shows that helped define my year, even if I don't have much new to say. But before we get to that, I want to have a quick word about today's sponsor, Honkai Star Rail, a free-to-play sci-fi RPG from Hoyoverse with some of the most
Honkai Star Rail.
iconic characters they've ever made, such as Restless Vagrant. You idiot. We'll just steal off the miners. And right now is an exciting time for the game because a massive update is about to drop because somehow it's already been a year since Penacony and a whole new world is coming. Amphorius is finally dropping as the new stop for the Trailblazers with new quests, areas and mechanics. And I am pumped because as someone who loved the Penacony arc, this looks like it's going to be living up to that insane quality. We've even been told that this time it's going to have a heartwarming story. A heartwarming story. I see no reason to doubt you, Hoyoverse. Of course, there's going to be new 5-star characters dropping too, starting with the Herta. Wait, Herta? The sassy lost tsundere of Star Rail? How the hell is she a 5-star now? Damn! Yes, the Ice Queen is here to take her crown, complete with her 5-star upgrade. But that's not all, because she's going to be joined by Aglia, a new 5
She looks dope. Aglia, is that how you pronounce her name? Looks dope.
Star Lightning Greek Beauty. But I know why you're really here. You don't care about me. You just want free stuff, don't you? Don't you? Well, right now there is a free 5-star selection event that will last until version 3.2. But wait, there's more. By just logging in for 7 days, you can also get a free 10 pull. What, not enough? All right, a little greedy, aren't we? Well, here you go. Use the code on screen right now for 50 free Stellar Jades. There. Are you happy? Works every time. So, what are you waiting for? Click that link in the description to download Honkai Star Rail today. Thank you very much to Hoyoverse for sponsoring me today, and with that said, here are some of the honorable mentions. I actually really enjoyed this season of Oshinoko, maybe even more than the first season. This year, we shifted gears to spotlight...
That's not crazy to say, bruh. Wait, hold on. Was honorable mentions Ocean? Wait, what?
Japanese theater, resulting in some of the best episodes we've seen in the entire series, with some insane direction at times that truly made you feel like you were living an authentic theater experience.
Wait, is he Aniki, are you actually having Oshinoko in honorable mentions?
I'm kind of starting to think that this show is at its best when Aqua isn't the main focus and when it can highlight other people's emotional journey through the world of entertainment. There was some fantastic character writing here, and now that the manga has come to an end, I'm sure we all have a lot to look forward to in future seasons.
I think my brain just committed.
Mushoku Tensei diabolically dropped one of its best ever episodes.
But I thought it was mid-ass shit in honorable mentions. Honestly, you shouldn't have been mentioned at all, but you know, whatever. Whatever, man.
On Father's Day, then preceded it in the most Mushoku Tensei style possible, leaving me with some mixed feelings. Not so much with the development, but more in the manner in which it was executed. For a series that historically has had no problem spending as much time as it needs exploring the complexities of human emotions, this one felt a bit out of sync. I still enjoyed it, but for the first time it left a bitter aftertaste in my mouth.
Because this show was fucking trash, buddy. Because it's ass. It's trash.
And I'm not talking about whatever Rock has been drinking. It was a delight to see the wacky chemistry between
Konosuba's not. Wait. Konosuba's out of the top 10.
Demon Slayer was a 10 out of 10 for one episode. Before that, it was the weakest season so far, shown by the fact that IGN gave it a 3 out of 10 and didn't set the internet on fire. Even I think that's a little low, because surely this moment alone should bring it up a bit. Then there were the two juggernauts of last year, Apothecary Diaries and Frieren, continuing their amazing run from 2023 to 2024.
Hell yeah.
I introduced my mum to Apothecary Diaries this year, thinking it'll occupy her for a good week. And I thought I liked watching anime until I walked in one day later and she looks me in the eyes and goes, "It's done." That was too short. It was at this point I realized no matter how powerful I think I am, I can never hope to match the power level.
Are they in honorable mentions because
the first half of Frieren that aired last year, it still continued to be a stellar show, tournament arc and all.
Wait, no, he actually
cursing over this green-haired girl, but I gotta say, the old man won my heart. A mage of principle and respect.
Wait, deadass Frieren is actually in honorable mentions. I wasn't even going to include them, bro. What?
Reminding us that you may be out of mana, but you ain't out of hands. Showing the youngins how
what's the point of mentioning? I ain't gonna lie. What's the point of having them in honorable mentions? You might as well just use another series as actual honorable mentions then.
Easily ended up in my top 5. And on the other end of the spectrum, there were other returning shows like My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia was once the golden child of shonen, carrying on the torch to a new generation of anime fans to a post-Big 3
Is it because he...
era. People loved it. People couldn't stop talking about it. Then one day, it felt like everyone woke up and just went, yo, this shit boring. My Hero became the punching bag of jokes, while other titles rose up and grabbed the spotlight. And as time went on, it felt like those jokes turned into complaints, and then eventually those complaints turned into indifference. And while it felt like many people had given up on it, I quietly continued watching in hopes that one day it would remind me of why I loved the series.
And season 7 dropping that shit fire.
I remembered what it felt
fire.
Like to go plus fucking ultra.
Hell yeah, bro. That's just hype, bro. That's the best season. Best season. That should be in the top 10, I ain't gonna lie.
Like in the modern age of action shonen, a lot of us have forgotten the beating heart of what My Hero Academia truly excelled at. Its amazing attention to detail in its character writing and development. This is what has shined in these latest seasons, and on that playing field, only a few of its competitors can compete. However, if you come into this as another battle shonen anime, you can definitely feel it being left behind when compared to the plethora of modern action spectacles its contemporaries have been showing us. Take this fight. We have Fireman versus Ice Boy and Friends. It's a 1 versus
Ice Boy and Friends.
Fireman blasts them with a super hot fire, immediately rendering the team useless, and punches Ice Boy. But Ice Boy has a technique that neutralizes his fire, because, you know, he's actually half fire, half ice, and then punches Fireman. But then Fireman brings out fire that's even hotter than his previous fire.
Yeah,
so
super
Ice
fire.
Boy brings out his ultimate technique.
Dr. Stone win after this.
Super duper.
Bruh, don't lie. You don't even know that. I didn't say that. Why would you just say the
ice
what?
Punch. It was at this point I realized I'm not watching an active brawl. I'm watching a turn-based battle on autoplay. I know this sounds like complaints, but this is all to say that if you are able to get past all that, when you can focus on its strengths, when you see all these character storylines collide, it is able to go places few other shonen action shows are able to, and this season was a non-stop barrage of that. Endeavor facing the mistakes of his parenting, Todoroki coming to terms with his family trauma, Bakugo turned into a sympathetic boy, Ochiko proves she's more than just a good girl.
Kinda goated, man.
Himiko, proving she's more than just a crazy girl. Deku, stop listening to My Chemical Romance. All Might, Hawks, Dabi, Ida. They made me hype seeing Gentle again. Gentle? Fucking what? This almost didn't feel like an action show. This felt like an epic soap opera where coincidentally people solve their conflicts by punching each other. It may not be doing what shonen action does best, but it is doing what My Hero Academia does best. Now approaching the finish line to its legacy.
Wait, man, I think it does
stood up
both.
for one last hurrah as it looked me dead in the eye and said, "Don't worry, kid."
I forgot about that shit, bro. I forgot about that. All right, who's 10? Who's 10? Let's see.
Sometimes you come across a show that gives absolutely zero fucks and condenses its entire being into achieving one objective: having fun. That is Brave Bang Bravern.
I ain't seen it.
This is what happens when you take the over-the-top ridiculous hype of Gurren Lagann, add a bit of tokusatsu, and crash land it into the manly bravado world of Top Gun. Then make it about as straight as it too. It is a non-stop, glorious celebration of the best parts you can find in the mecha genre, then throws logic out the window and amps everything up to 11. Cheesy speeches, fusion scenes, old school theme songs that will grow your beard 5 inches. It takes all of them, then proudly throws them in your face. Oh, what was that?
Gay.
Yes, because you know what? Subtext is for cowards. It doesn't care if you get it or not because it's here to do its own thing. If you ask, why does a mecha have a function where it plays its theme song and projects its own background screen? Why is the US military trying to waterboard a giant robot? Why does the protagonist have karaoke subtitles so he can nail the speech during heroic moments? It'll look at you dead in the eye and say, fuck you, because this is Bravern. BRAVGWBGWBBWGGGWBBW. What does that spell? It's a treat when you watch a show where you can tell every single person working on it is having a blast, and you get infected with that same joy. This is the shit post of Mecha, the YouTube poop of super robots. Forget a no bullshit show. This is an all bullshit show, and is damn proud of it. It's a show that fully commits to hitting every single emotional beat it needs to, then takes one step back and laughs at itself.
Come on, wake up!
Ooh.
こんな時だったのにお盛んだな。
Okay.
If you're still unsure about the appeal of mecha, if you're unsure of what makes super robots great, give this one a watch. This isn't just a love letter to the mecha genre, this will make you fall in love with mecha. You know, figuratively speaking.
What? In literal?
Here? No. Here? No. Just hear me out. No, 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 no.
You know, I mean, I want to say valid only because I saw like the first long level like episode or first three, whatever it was, like a bit. It wasn't like, or was it the first three? I can't remember. And I heard good things about it, and it started off really well. I just never got back to continuing it. So, I mean, I'd say valid.
Many other people.
That's dope that it made the top
of
the
list.
list.
My escape from reality, a place where you can enter a whole new world with stories that have absolutely no relation to the life you're living right now.
The first episode was
what
dope,
could be
man.
further from reality than a sci-fi show about alien invaders and the end of the world itself? It's the dreariest apocalypse of all time, where the world is going through an unprecedented global event. Misinformation, conspiracy theories, and finger-pointing have spread like wildfire on social media. Friendships are lost and where people stand with the issue of these aliens. Protests begin. Public trust is at an all-time low. The only thing that everyone can agree on is that nobody can agree on what to do next. Politicians prioritize the economy over anything else. More and more, it feels like there isn't a single competent person left in a position of power. And in between all that, the series asks, what does it feel like to be a teenager? Trying your best to grasp a sense of normalcy after living through major historical event after major historical event. This was the realest anime of 2024.
And I love the character designs.
Destruction. It's a different approach to the First Contact story. This isn't about an invasion. This isn't about communication. This is about people feeling absolutely lost, trying to cope with a world that seems to be crumbling around them. It's a cynical, biting look at life that sometimes felt a little bit too uncomfortably reminiscent to reality, showing us that even during an apocalypse, life has to—
That's crazy. I didn't really get that from the first episode.
And will go on. But there is hope, because even during a chaotic time with aliens, spaceships, and sci-fi laser weapons, only then can the true heroes of society emerge.
お前もそろそろしっかりしてほしいよ。
父さん、SNS にはびこる私意識高いですアピールを繰り返す勘違い野郎を探し出し、心霊写真をポストし続けなきゃならないのだからな。
Ah, he's finally here. Biblically accurate Twitter blue checkmark.
We'll take. I mean, like, bruh. I wasn't even gonna say nothing because, like, I mean, it didn't drop all his episodes. You feel me? It dropped all his other episodes, you know. But so if you was gonna include it, gang, you know, I feel like it should have just been higher. Because even with the episodes that did drop, ain't nobody doing it like ReZero. Ain't nobody doing it like
When
ReZero.
the last season of ReZero came out, I looked like this. When the first season of ReZero came out, I looked like this. When ReZero was being written, I looked like this. It's insane to think that this show first blasting onto the scene, taking over the anime community, was over 8 years ago. ReZero fans have been surviving eating at scraps, but this year we got the start of an all-you-can-eat buffet with its return. They brought everyone back for this one.
Yeah,
Amelia,
everyone
Bruce,
back. No. Here's a joke. He's gonna do the thing. He's gonna do the thing, isn't he? He's gonna do the goddamn thing. Go ahead, do the thing. Goddamn it.
Anastasia, Priscilla, Subaru's newly acquired sassy Pokemon, Reinhardt, Julius, them, Let Me Solo Her, even Rem fans were eating this season.
Bitch. You a bitch, ANIKI. You know that?
If you were one of the people that thought Season 2 was a little slow in plot progression, Season 3 went, don't worry, I hear you, and started off by dropping a nuke on itself. This was a no bullshit, non-stop barrage of chaos. When you thought the situation couldn't get any worse, it does. Just when Subaru learned to value his own life and make an oath not to rely on the return by death mechanic, this pushed that commitment to the absolute limit. One thing goes wrong, then two. Before he can even put out one fire, 10 more
Damn,
pop
bruh.
up. There
Niggas
are
out here
several
just
parts where
spoiling,
you
bruh.
think
Just throwing
this
endless
is
shit
the
in
point
here.
of no return, only for the series to hold and keep holding. Then it holds for another whole episode until you want to scream, please Subaru, there is no dishonor in typing FF15. This show has never been shy of introducing wacky, eccentric villains, and yet even this season had me going, good lord ReZero, as I jizz and breathe. Forget introducing one villain at a time, let's introduce them all
yeah,
from
you
the
getting
entire
spoiled.
spectrum of crazy
You getting
and
spoiled
deranged.
like shit.
While they're so despicable, I genuinely hope every time he pees, it goes off in 2 streams and they both miss the toilet. They were
And it
introducing
burns.
so
I
many
hope it
surprise
burns
villains,
too.
I was
Burns
expecting
so
one of the
fucking bad,
episodes to
and it's
end
blood,
like,
and it's
I
black.
was completely wrong, wasn't I? I had the dates wrong all this time. Diddy, come on out.
What? What?
This was the action-packed season many of us asked for, and the real difference is just seeing how much Subaru is stepping up to the plate. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's a nice change of pace. All right, it's an amazing change of pace. I will say that, but like, I mean, season two is just too damn good, man. Season 2 is just too fucking good, dog. It's an amazing change of pace, though.
To see how much this is not
but like
the same
season 2 is peak
we all
ReZero.
recognized from the beginning, and now the dominoes are set up for him to knock them down in the most emphatic way possible in this arc's conclusion in 2025. And you bet your ass I'm gonna be there.
Should be higher, but you know, Aniki, I understand it. Oh, Makaine, bro. Hey, damn, I thought it was gonna be higher.
In the world of anime, there's no place more brutal,
I thought it was going to be higher. I feel like it should have been higher.
Bloody than the romance genre. Girls duke it out in the battlefield of the protagonist's heart. Tears are shed, hearts are broken, blood,
my goat,
protein is spilled. But as we all know, there can only be 1, 2, 0 winners, while the losers are there just left to rot. But this year, too many losing heroines saw all that and went, you know, just because a girl lost doesn't mean she wasn't best girl in the show. And anime girls with short blue hair deserve to be the main heroine for once.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And cute tomboys and awkwardly shy chicks deserve their time in the spotlight too. And I want a little sister who's way too overprotective and calls me Oni-chan because I love my little sisters.
Get the fuck out.
Too many losing heroines was the answer to all of that. It looked at romance anime and said, I'm tired of this single elimination bullshit. Where the hell is my losers bracket? And losers is all we see. 1, 2, 3 girls, all rejected by the man they love, coming together to form enough copium to rival the average Man United fan. We've seen romance anime where a girl loses, accepts her defeat, and that's the end of it. But this asked, what kind of reaction do we get after that point? This was the greatest hits montage of the saddest and funniest coping mechanisms people can find themselves when they're just in their lowest points. It's messy, it's emotional, it's sometimes just hilariously pathetic, and in between all of them is the victim of their non-consensual trauma dump. When I first saw this setup,
non-consensual trauma dump, actually.
Oh, here we go again. A laid-back, reserved guy paired with some loud, energetic, Genki anime girl. Wow, that's a trope I've never seen before. But as you watch, it doesn't play out how you think. The trigger never gets pulled. The patented anime blush scene never happens. And all we're left with is
just
a guy
straight chill vibing, man. Yeah, just straight vibes, man.
Like they don't have to deal with all of this alone. Too many losing heroines was a different kind of rom-com in a highly competitive year full of them. There's a genuine sense of community with the cast as you're able to laugh with them at their highest points and really feel for them at their lowest. It's a show that knows when to laugh at itself and when to take itself 100% seriously, selling you on all these emotions: anger, emptiness, denial, that knee-jerk conclusion that you just lack any self-worth, all in its 12-episode run. Losing Heroines was a different kind of rom-com in a highly competitive year full of them, and I say this as someone who's just not as interested in high school romance shows anymore. As a 34-year-old married man, there is just...
Damn, Aniki, 34? Shit, Aniki, you getting up there, ain't you, man?
Far less for me to relate to nowadays.
Yeah, not
Even if the show is decent, any school romance is going to have a hard time getting on my list. It can't just be good. It can't just be great.
Same age? Damn! Oh, and that's on?
Gotta be
Auntie?
bloody fantastic.
Oh my god! I can't, bro. What is this? What is this? Why is this 6?
Modern romance
what is going
anime
on?
has an epidemic. I don't know when it started, but it felt like I woke up one day and 90% of them collectively agreed to do exactly the same thing. Let's just make a guilt-free, comfy show with minimal conflict, drama, and progression, showing daily interactions of some shy guy and a girl. Except the girl has the thing. You know what I mean? The thing. Maybe she communicates in Russian. Maybe she's just legally fucking blind. Maybe the thing is that she has undiagnosed schizophrenia. Where the hell did this all come from? Some call this an offshoot of the teasing genre, some call it comfort romances, and some call it bait for lonely dudes who get no bitches and stack no paper. With how much this is all blending together, I'm starting to call this shit the isekai of the romance genre. And now I'm doubly convinced I'm never going to be able to look at one of these shows the same ever again, because the dangers in my heart completely blows all of them out the water. No hooks, no gimmicks. This was just the purest depiction I've ever seen in anime of two people falling in love. Now, a wise man once said,
I think love is just
Shit
like
raw as
cringe.
and you know what? I stand by that. We can do some cringe-ass shit when we think we're in love. It's that winky face you sent to that person once that keeps you up at night wondering why you thought it was a good idea. It's that corny shit we clowned on in love songs, but secretly you wanted to feel just once. It's that dumbass joke you nervously blurted out in front of them that
Actually is the biggest comeback in anime history. It's up there, bro. The biggest comebacks for me.
had everyone looking at you funny and made you want to crawl in a corner and just disappear. But it didn't fucking matter when you realized that they...
Like the weird shit you be telling Bree. I mean, shit, y'all want a sample? I'll be saying like, yo, I'll be ready to suck a fart from that joint, bro. No cap. I'll be ready to... That's romantic. That's true romance right there, bro.
Laughed.
That's true
is
romance.
the dangers in my heart.
That's true
romance. It's not about the chase. It's not about the will they, won't they. It's about two people slowly discovering a form of comfort that only the other person can provide. Not just someone that fills that hole of companionship, but the one person who can break down that bullshit barrier you put around yourself and accepts you for that person you're scared to show the outside world. Here are two people just genuinely becoming the best versions of themselves when they're with each other, and God, isn't that what it's all about? This didn't feel like some crush. This didn't feel like some contrived anime love story. This is romance in its purest...
I think I get my fucking tissue.
fucking form and a reminder of what falling in love should feel like. In the race of modern great romance anime, you've heard of Kaguya-sama Love is War? Well, get ready for Yamada-kun Love is Cringe.
Love is cringe. Oh my god, Girls Been Crying is in the top 5. Oh, I love it. Oh, I fucking love it. Dangers in my heart. Dangers in my heart and Makai might be a little too low, bruh. I'm not gonna lie. They're a little too low, man. But Girls Been Cry love? Let's go.
Girls Band Cry has girls.
Hell yeah. They cry. Cry a lot.
It's not new to the girl rock band concept. It all started in 2009 with Girls Band Chai. 2 years ago saw the uprising of the highly beloved Girls Band Chai, even tangentially shows like Angel Beats that gave us Girls Band Die. We know what dynamic to expect. Cute girls doing cute things, chasing their dreams, trying hard while having a jolly good time making new friends, and look how adorable they are when they interact with each other.
Oh,
then there's Girls Band Cry. These aren't your pristine, perfect idol games.
That was her lowest point. That was her lowest point that had me sitting there like, bro, what in the fuck is she doing, man?
Girls, they argue,
her
talk
lowest
shit to each other, throw tantrums. Our main girl Nina has a public outburst, gets told.
No, Nina legit might, like, Nina might be, there's something wrong with her, bro. Actually, something wrong with her.
To be quiet and calmly responds by throwing a fucking lamp at him. Nina is your average New Yorker, but it's this brutal average each other that makes this show feel so real. Their friendship seems so genuine. The drama is not some cutesy nothing burger. Every person is carrying some trauma, a character flaw they live with. These girls act like girls. They can come off as childish. They can make naive decisions on their journey, and they, get this, do not get rewarded for it. This is no fairy tale, no idealistic story about chasing your dreams. This is a down-to-earth look at the harsh
and not to mention that opening, bro. Not to mention that OP.
reality of staying true to yourself, no matter
or music
what
in
the
general,
world is
actually.
telling
Music
you.
in general.
But even so, they refuse to betray their character. These girls embody the true spirit of rock, both its ups and its downs, and it's through.
You know, I
watching
just
their
love that it's
struggles, you
mentioned.
get some of
ANIKI's
the
cooking right
finest
now, man.
drama
He's
you can
cooking.
find
I love that
all
it's
year.
mentioned. Love it.
Alright, get the fuck over here. No.
Should be higher and things like that, but like, you know what?
I
Actually,
get that
5
anime
is
fans
solid.
have a Pavlovian response anytime they see CG, but this is some of the best I've seen outside of Studio Orange. There's not a single moment
valid.
where something interesting isn't happening in frame. Every movement adds so much character, micro-expressions that perfectly emphasize emotions, and concert
Valid.
scenes that bring
Yeah,
the
the facial
fucking
expressions
hype to
was
the
so good.
fantastic music. Speaking of which, ooh, the piano. That piano.
Love that. Yeah! ANIKI's cooking! He knows what's up, nigga! He knows what's up! ANIKI is him! This is why he's ANIKI, bruh! He's on to it! He knows what to... Bro, he's hip! Bro, he's too hip! He's cooking! Yo! That piano, nigga!
Girls Band Cry takes
Hell
it back
yeah.
to basics. Great writing, great characters, great banter, and devious piano keys that bring joy upon my ears.
Bruh, tough! Oh my god, Orb. Alright, now that I'm caught up to Orb, man, where would I even have this ranked? You know what? Out of the ones that he has listed already, you know? I'd have Dangers a little. I had Dangers ahead of it. And that's probably it, so.
In this day and age, we've seen it all. Thrillers, gangster stories, pirates, ninjas, knights. It's so rare to see a concept that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
A story yet to be told. And Orb on the Movements of the Earth was all of that.
Unique as fuck.
And so much more. In a time when faith was the dominating school of thought, when studying science was the Asian parent equivalent of finding out your kid wants to go to art school, what if you had to prove to everyone that the Earth isn't the center of everything, but we're actually a rock flying thousands of miles per hour through the vastness of space, held down by this invisible force you can't touch, see, or smell. Oh, you think you can do that? I bet you still secretly give Pluto the planet pass when no one's around, you lying prick. Orb isn't just the story of heliocentrism. It's a captivating tale showing how one simple idea can change the course of so many lives. An idea that just won't die no matter how many times you try to extinguish it. It passes from person to person, generation to generation. This story is a testament to the lengths people will go in the pursuit of truth, in the face of adversity, in the face of unimaginable pain. Nothing can cage humanity's desire to look at the universe and go,
I understand it now.
if Dr. Stone
understand
makes
it now.
scientists look cool, this is a full-on celebration of the scientific method. Because when the universe looks down at us and says, I will never reveal my secrets to you, humanity looks up and replies, fuck you, we're gonna try anyway. This is both the brutal reality and true beauty that comes in that.
I think that's more. I feel like that's potentially the best way to describe Orb in like 2 words is like brutal reality. Brutal, actual brutal reality. I think that applies to like everything throughout the story. Like not just like this, I could see this like happening or it did happen, but also just like actual reality of the planet and Earth is pretty
Pursuit
brutal.
of knowledge.
when
How
you
many
think about
people
it.
laid the groundwork of research and died just before a massive breakthrough? Are the real heroes of science the ones who come up with the correct ideas, or the ones who suffer the heartbreak of realizing they've dedicated their life
that
work
shit's brutal,
researching
bro.
down the
Brutal
wrong
as
path,
fuck.
and yet still accept it?
Yep.
Knowing that the
They're
next
brutal.
person will now know what not to do. It's the legacy of all these unsung heroes of science that Orb wants you to think about. This isn't about a life, but the lives of the people that give us the understanding of the world we have today. It never stops reminding us that through every great individual, every achievement, every giant leap humanity takes stands on the back of the work of the people that came before them. No matter what kind of old-fashioned archaic thinking that existed back then that could halt the progress of humanity.
誰もが簡単に文字を使えたらゴミのような情報で溢れ返ってしまう。
Wait, hold on a second. What's going on?
All right, 3. We're in the top 3 now. Bro, Dungeon Meshi is 3. I said top 3, but like, bro, wait. Oh, so what the fuck is 2 and 1? Think. No. But having it not even on the top 10 is wild, I'd say, right? Maybe? At least at 10, but like, no, surely. No. Bro, this nigga don't got Bleach at 2 or 1, right? And there's no way the last 2 is Bleach and Danadon, right? No fucking way, bro. No fucking way it's Bleach and Danadon. Absolutely no fucking way.
Straight to our souls. We laughed, we cried, and the community replied, "Damn, that's deep."
Okay.
While all this was going on, another show was cooking with a different approach. It had elves, it had dragons, it had dungeons, but looked at all these monsters and went,
Feast mode activated. #hungry. Feed me more.com.
Dungeon Meshi satiated all our appetites by giving us a different
Dungeon Meshi, yeah,
thought,
unique,
wow,
amazing.
Fun. An anime where people just want to eat monsters and not want to fuck them. It presents itself as a low-stakes, comfy cooking show, then hits you with an attention to detail in its world.
I mean, well, like Fall In kind of. I mean, Marceline kind of like. Say Marcel.
Building that most fantasy anime could only dream of. From the biology to the concepts, it takes these well-known creatures and reimagines them in a way to give them a sense of credibility that makes you forget that you're watching a fictional story and not some nature documentary. It'll introduce you to these treasure bugs, insects shaped like coins and jewelry that target unsuspecting prey, and you're like, ah,
Monster in the first place, sorry for the spoilers.
Bro, boy, I'm taking the ANIKI pass so fast.
Okay, that's kind of like real-life bugs that can perfectly camouflage themselves in nature. 2 episodes later, we see our first Mimic, and if you're familiar with fantasy, Mimics are some of the most well-known monsters responsible for many of your in-game deaths, I'm sure. But here, Dungeon Meshi gives them that believability by imagining them as some giant hermit crabs that gravitate towards chests as their home. Makes sense. But then, seemingly on a totally unrelated note, a treasure bug is found near it. Then one of the characters casually mentions, oh yeah, that's because the treasure bugs lay their eggs on the mimics so the larvae feed on them and they mature in there. And then it clicks. Oh, that's why these treasure bugs conveniently find their way into chests, perfectly placed for some unsuspecting adventurers to find. And this was the exact point. My mind fully comprehended the exact scope of this world building. These aren't just random monsters scattered around. This is an ecosystem where every single thing is interconnected. There is no part that exists solely in a bubble. Every piece of this world has been carefully crafted and interwoven with a level of care that's rare to see anywhere. And you're telling me this level of craftsmanship is being used in a make-believe comfy cooking show? This is the moment when you fall into its trap. Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
I mean...
God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
When Dungeon Meshi chose its true hand, you realize that it was simply a vehicle to prep you for what the dungeon really is. This is a brutal environment we are nowhere near close to understanding or taming. This is not your comfy fantasy world. This is a made-in-abyss style Lovecraftian nightmare.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're going to the next season.
Comprehension that we have only just taken a single step into. Yet even through this turn, the series never loses its heart. The lovable leads always remain true to themselves. Marcial is still playing Elden Ring. Senshi is playing Cooking Mama. Chilchuck's playing Slay the Spire. Izutsumi just brought Stray. Everyone else is up to Darkest Dungeon. Meanwhile, Laios is in the corner going, Feed me more.com. Dungeon Meshi invites you to have a taster of this living, breathing world, and you forget for a moment that none of it's actually real. It'll lull you into its cozy vibe and smack you round the head when you get too comfortable. And by the end of it, sits you down to enjoy another delectable meal while you reflect on the journey. In summary,
Good soup.
Good soup. Good soup. Good soup. I swear. Oh my god, Bleach is won. Oh my god, Bleach is won. Are you serious? What?
maybe you've been watching anime for 1 year.
No
maybe
fucking
you've been watching
way.
it for 5
No
years, maybe
way.
even 10. But I'm sure you remember that feeling of watching those first 10 shows. That excitement of discovering this.
If Bleach is one, bro, I mean the overall list is fire. I would just like change. I would just rearrange them. I'll rearrange them 1,000,000% just rearrange them.
Whole new medium
But
where
ANIKI, Bleach #1? What the
everything
fuck?
felt fresh. It was a place that operated on its own set of rules, not bound by the ideas you were used to. There was a weirdness to it you couldn't find anywhere else, and every new episode you watched, something unpredictable lay just around the corner.
We don't need to go to episode 1. You know what I'm saying? We don't
I've
need
been
to-
watching
we don't
anime
need
for
that.
20 years, and Dun 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 took me back to those times. Shonen Jump is a place where its formula for success has been repeated over generations, so when a new title gets adapted, we normally know what the rules are, and Dun 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 starts by taking that rulebook and setting it on fire. At first you think, okay, it's another battle shonen, then you realize, hold on, it's actually a rom-com. No, sci-fi. Wait, it's a
Nope,
supernatural.
sci-fi.
Maybe actually it's even a horror. You go through this entire notion before it even occurs to you that 90% of this show revolves around some dude getting his balls back. This is what happens when you throw everything against the wall and say, fuck it, we ball. You could be the strongest observation haki user and still be unable to predict what happens next. When you expect it to go forwards, it goes sideways. When you
Oh,
say
God.
jump, it asks. It exudes this childish freedom of expression you forget how to do as an adult, and the most incredible thing is that somehow, someway, it is able to take all this chaos and keep everything cohesive. This is a show that can make you laugh, make you cry, make you hype,
Yeah, it is.
leave you in
I realize that
absolute
now, man.
awe in some
You
of its
definitely
most
cry watching this
beautiful
shit, man.
moments,
I did.
all while staying
Yeah.
true to its own special brand of weirdness. In the sanitized, safe, risk-free world of
Is the
modern
baddie not gonna get
entertainment,
mentioned?
watching this reminded me of the childish excitement
ANIKI showing
I
his
should
growth?
feel when watching a new anime. And the only thing holding this from the top spot is that we've barely taken a step off the starting line.
No way. 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 Okay. Okay.
You know, if I'm being super honest, I don't even like
Okay. Oh, thank God. Woo! Oh, man.
drawing manga. It's a pain in the butt. Then why do
Valid. So valid. Okay. Oh, man, you scared me for a second, ANIKI. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You scared me, bro. All right, bro. That's solid, bro. That was a good ass fucking list, dude. ANIKI, you fucking cooking. I still probably change a few things. I got Dangers ahead of Girls Band Cry. I got Dungeon Meshi ahead of Don Da Don. And you know, I'll change a few things around, but like that's overall, bro.
do you draw?
That's valid. I would have probably. I mean, damn. I would at least do Bleach in like honorable mentions or some shit, maybe. Like you know.
Fujino?
If
That's valid. Cry what scene, bro? Was it episode 7 of Don Da Don?
you would, for a second, indulge me on this anecdote I think about a lot. It's 3 a.m. in the year 1988. An audio engineer
No, Blue Lock mentioned. Okay, that's valid. Listen, bro. I ain't know. Listen, that's valid. I didn't expect this nigga to mention. I didn't expect this nigga to mention no fucking Blue Lock.
in Hawaii is picking up after a late night of work when his phone rings. On the other end was a local musician who asked if he could come in and record something. Of course, the engineer told him
I
that
definitely
he was
expected him to mention
closing
Bleach,
and
though.
they could easily come in the next day, but the guy pleaded to let him record this idea he desperately wanted to see through. 15 minutes later, that person came in. He played one song, one take, and it was over. For years, that recording would lay dormant, only to actually be released 5 years later. That guy was Israel Kamakavivole, and that recording was his now world-famous rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. This story has always stuck with me. For anyone who's ever created something, sometimes you have that project, that idea that hits you when inspiration strikes and refuses to leave. You'll think about it when you're taking a shower, when you're having lunch, when you're working on anything else. Like a parasite, it festers
God, this shit was so good, bro.
in your mind waiting for you to materialize it, and you know you have to see it through. Not for money, not for clout, not for any sense of personal responsibility, but because you just need to. On every single level. That is the exact feeling I get when watching Look Back. A need to make, a need to create. Look Back was many things. It's a love letter to the creative process. It's an exploration to why people make art. It's a homage to some of the most tragic events that have happened in the industry, but more than that, there is this overwhelming sense of an author coming to terms with his own personal struggles, speaking directly through these characters that he's created. Coming from the mind that gave us 5
God, this shit is so good.
This was a shockingly simple, soulful tale of 2 artists and their journey of creating for each other, creating for money, creating for pride, creating for themselves. This is a film that encapsulates the entire spectrum of emotions for anyone who's ever made anything in a way only someone who's felt the depths of those feelings could portray. That excitement of finishing your first work, the struggle of knowing you can do better, that deep insecurity that you're just inadequate, the euphoric explosion of having your work recognized, the emptiness you feel when you've forgotten why you started this journey in the first place, and that moment when you doubt it all and ask, was it all worth it? In 1 hour,
damn, I'm getting emotional. I'm getting emotional. Shit,
this film packs more emotional depth than most anime can fit in an entire season through simple, beautiful storytelling. It felt like a story that was made simply because someone needed to put it all out there. It's jam-packed, full of the rawest human emotions, like you're watching somebody scream from their soul. Lines that feel so intimate, you're unsure if you're watching 2 characters talk to each other or a person having a conversation with themselves. This is the kind of personal story that's so rare to experience, and when I see someone laying themselves bare, it's hard for me not to be deeply moved. I've experienced this story 3 times now, and every time has given me something different. I read the manga and cried at the pure beauty of the storytelling and emotions on display. I watched this in theaters and cried experiencing this story again so perfectly brought to life. I put this on when it got its home release and cried, feeling such a profound connection to what the creators must have felt when making this. And after every single time, without fail, it gave me a reminder of why the hell I'm doing what I'm doing right now.
Oh yeah, bro, I just got chills, bro.
I'm sure some of you may think that putting a movie as my #1 anime this year feels
cheating,
like a cop-out. And yeah, it kind of is. I often try to make it a point to keep anime films and series separate. I've never put a movie in any of these rankings before, but no matter how much I reflected, no matter what other shows I put here, nothing else felt right. It had to be Look Back. Not because I wanted to give it exposure, not because of some review score, not because of any arbitrary qualifications. I put it here because, simply, I just needed to.
Damn, bro. W video, W ANIKI. ANIKI for sure cooked with his list. He hasn't followed. Well, he cooked in terms of like all of the like things mentioned, all the anime mentioned. I probably rearrange them here and there, like 1 or 2 play spaces. But for the overall point, bro, and I'll probably like include Bleach towards like honorable mentions or like the 11th or whatever fuck this shit. Yeah, like 11th spot or something. I don't know. What's my list? I made a list of top 10. It's in a separate video, YouTube video I posted on YouTube.